Why do they say they're fleeing like a rat from a ship? Well, it's pretty simple. It's because the rats live in the very belly of the ship, and when the ship hits an iceberg or starts breaking apart, the rats are the first one to know it. They're up against the side, the walls of the ship. They can feel the vibrations. They can feel the discomfort. They can feel the imminent collapse and disaster incoming. And, ladies and gentlemen, that is what is happening right now with Bobby Rush. Democrat Bobby Rush becomes 24th House Democrat to not seek re-election. This from the New York Post. Bobby Rush will announce Tuesday that he will not seek re-election in Chicago this November. The Chicago Sun-Times said on Monday. Rush is the co-founder of the Illinois Black Panther Party and was first elected to the House of Representatives in 1992 and famously bested then-Senator Barack Obama in the 2000 House Senate primary, making him the only person to defeat Obama in an election. I don't want my grandchildren to know me from a television or a news clip or something that they read in a newspaper, Rush, 75, told the Sun-Times. Rush is 75. Nancy Pelosi is 82. Here's an 85. This guy's a spring chicken compared to Nancy Pelosi. By the way, Bobby Rush is young compared to Nancy Pelosi. Young compared to Joe Biden. Joe Biden is 79. Nancy Pelosi is 82. Chuck Schumer is really freaking old too. And he's saying, well, I got to spend some time with my grandchildren. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? No. What it is that they have no power when they're not in Congress. When they lose, when they're in a minority, they have no power. They can't do any special services for their friends in the pharmaceutical industry, or in the banking industry, or in the credit card industry, or in every other corrupt industry in this nation. And so he is getting the hell out of there. In the minority, they are going to be subject to Joe Biden, Dr. Fauci impeachment proceedings into endless investigations that the Republicans are going to bring, and it is going to be hell on earth. Just in case you were wondering about the real pandemic is the loss of elected Democrats, at least for the Democratic Party. Ladies and gentlemen, have a look. Goodness gracious. Here's the memory wall of Democrats. Look at this. The memory in memoriam, right? In memoriam. Remember the Oscars, how they do the in memoriam, right? The music plays. Here are all the Democrats fleeing the ship. The rats know. The rats know when the ship's going down, and they flee first. Here's what some particularly smart and interesting people have to say on Fox News about this issue.
Also this, Illinois Congressman Bobby Rush joining the growing list of Democrats who will not seek re-election. This is the GOP looks poised to make some big gains in November. Let's bring in Karl Rove, former White House Deputy Chief of Staff. Now, Bobby Rush has been there for a long time. He's had a long career. He's one of 24 House Democrats not seeking re-election in 2022. This was not a seat that the Republicans could pick up, his in particular, I'm assuming. But when you have someone in leadership decide to retire at this point, they might see the writing on the wall next November, Karl.
Absolutely. You know, it's funny. I've been talking the last couple of days via email with Dr. John Petrosik, a friend of mine. Dr. Petrosik is was a student trained at the University of Chicago under a famous political scientist named Cindy Verba, and then had a long and illustrious career himself at UCLA and the University of Missouri at Columbia, where he was chairman of the government department. John is a political nut, so he's constantly measuring these things, and we've been talking over the internet about what are the measures of how a party is going to do in the midterm elections. And political scientists use 5 different models: the surge and decline, what's the effect of the previous presidential race, presidential performance, how is the president doing now, and then retirements. They also use, which we all have numbers on these models, can now generate numbers. We've got 2 models, campaign spending and campaign quality, that we can't use right now because it's premature. We don't know how much people are raising and how good their candidates are. So what does the model of retirement mean? Today, 10% of the Democrats, Dr. Petrosik says, more than 10% of the Democrats in the House of Representatives are retiring. 6% of the Republicans are retiring. This 4-point GOP advantage, if you look at all of the elections since 1962, this would mean that the Republicans this would point to a 40-seat gain for the Republicans. Now, the other 2 models, the surge and decline, points to a smaller gain, 12 to 13. The presidential job approval points to 18. The average is 23. The Republicans are now at 213. 23 would give them 236, which is a pretty good majority in the House of Representatives.
Karl Rove, not exactly right on everything, has had some doozies, has been wrong on a number of things. But ladies and gentlemen, you got to respect the fact that the guy knows his numbers and the guy knows his elections. Here he is saying that it is the bloodbath inbound. It's not going to be pretty. It's going to be not a red tsunami, ladies and gentlemen, not a red wave, ladies and gentlemen. It is going to be a red nuclear EMPs from space, okay, on the Democratic Party. I believe that it is going to be a lot more in line with he says 40 seats. I think it's going to be 100 seats across the board for federal office. These people, the thing that I have on Karl Rove is that I actually travel, right? When was the last Karl Rove speech you went to? I travel. Charlie Kirk travels. We just finished filming the Candace Owens show. And I'm in Nashville. I've been meeting with patriots in Nashville, some really amazing people. Again, ladies and gentlemen, stay tuned to this space. I'm so excited for what we have in 2022 for you all. While I've been on the road, we've been building our new studio. It's going to be so awesome. We're going to be able to bring in comments, have full live conversations. We're going to be able to bring the energy of the movement, the based movement, the Let's Go Brandon movement, the freedom movement onto this channel, onto your screen. It's going to be beautiful. I believe in the nuclear red EMP wave, and not these teeny little waves. Here's Karl Rove on there hedging, saying it could be 12, could be 18. I think it's going to be 100 because I go out and I see the energy that people have. People don't quite understand what it's like. They're scared out of their minds because suddenly we are running for school board. We are running for county council. We are running for city council. We are running for dog catcher, the freedom movement. They thought that they make it their careers to assume power and to chase power on every level. And now we have gotten wise to it as a movement. And because we are the majority, because we are 80% of the country and they're 20% of the country, they're just 20% of deeply committed, atheistic, parentless, childless, sad, miserable, communist socialists who are indeed broken individuals and have nothing other than power. They don't have kids of their own, so they're going to want to rule over your children. They don't have lives of their own. They can't build anything of value. They can't provide anything of value. So the parasite class, which is what we call them, a parasite that lives inside of an organism that is actually healthy and vibrant, that parasite lives inside the organism, off that organism's health and off that organism's power, and then it steals from them. That's what these people are, that 20%, the parasite class, ladies and gentlemen. These people have been running things for a very long time because all they have, but the Bobby Rushes of the world, right, the guy who's retiring, all they have, many of these people, is the assumption of power and the chasing of power. So you have 24 now, 24, count them, look at them, read them, and weep. 24 retirements in the House. There they are. You have more retirements in the Senate. You have collapsing approval ratings for Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. They've never been lower. Here's the guy who's retiring. If you're from Illinois, stand up and be proud. One more bites the dust.
Illinois Congressman Bobby Rush will not be part of all that. He will not seek re-election and will retire after serving in Congress for nearly 30 years. Rush represented the south side of Chicago and the city's southern suburbs. He is the 24th House Democrat to announce his intention not to run for re-election in this year's pivotal midterms. A potential red wave could see Republicans taking control of the House and Senate this November.
Yes, yes. We have some wonderful friends in the House, and they have been apprising us what they intend to do. It is going to be an absolutely beautiful thing to see when Republicans take back over. We are wise to all of you. We are revolted by exactly how dangerous and how unbelievably unconstitutional and lawless this Democratic Party has become. We are the party of parents. We are the party of patriots. We're the party of the police. We're the party of the people. We are 80% of the nation, and we are not going to surrender this nation. All America's ever needed is a couple people just stand up and love this country, ladies and gentlemen. That's all it's ever needed. I sound like a broken record. I'm going to keep saying it. I had read an incredible book about the Revolutionary War, and do you know that it wasn't the majority of people fighting the Revolutionary War? It was barely a third of our country at its peak fighting in the Revolutionary War against England. You think we're facing things worse than England right now? I'm sorry. England had the largest standing army, the largest navy, and was the most powerful nation on God's green earth. And a ragtag group of militiamen who half the time were just blackout drunk because they gathered and spoke at taverns where the king couldn't hear them because they weren't allowed to gather in public. They spoke at taverns and they shared leaflets with each other. That's right, leaflets. Cartoons of King George. Cartoons. What you would call that is a meme, all right? We're sharing memes. We're sharing content. We're sharing our patriotism, and we are going to take back this country. Say it again with me, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to take back this country because we care about parents. We care about police, meaning we care about our security. That includes the military. We care about our people, which means we care about our border. Closing our border, closing down the insanity that is happening, the lawlessness and the invasion of our country. And we care about our pocketbooks. We care about our currency. We can't have a nation without a strong dollar. We can't have a nation with hyperinflation. We cannot have a functional country. Okay? God, family, country. That's what we care about on this channel. If you like what we have to say, please follow the channel. Please join the group and let's save America. Let's go, Brandon. I love all of you. We'll be back in Tampa. We're leaving for Tampa right now. We'll be back in Tampa in the studio tomorrow, and I am pumped. We've been 7 days on the road. Thank you all for following along. Love all of you. My name is Benny Johnson. Follow all handles at Benny Johnson on Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, and so on, and more and more. And we will save America. Let's go, Brandon. Love you all. See you back in Florida. Thank you for watching. We are 100% independent news. Are you sick of being lied to? We certainly are. That's why we started this channel. But we can't do it without you. We can't keep going without your help. All we ask is that you click like and subscribe and share this video. It's free. And it keeps us going, it keeps us growing, and it keeps us getting the truth out there to break the rotted corporate media infrastructure that wants to lie to you every single day, wants to corrupt your narratives, your truth, your story, and your very society. So support us by clicking like, clicking subscribe, and thank you, Patriots.